All right, here is my last new technology resource. This resource is something that I don't have as much experience in as the other ones that I have shown. I am slowly increasing more and more. We just recently had a training on Flippity. Here is the website. So you're just going to spell flippity.net. So essentially, if you can see right here, essentially what it does is it takes any Google spreadsheet that you make and it can turn it into a bunch of different things. So the reason why I want to show you guys is because I think this has a place in the classroom. It has a bunch of neat things that it can do. It really has a lot of different uses, and I'm still really trying to unlock the power of it. We've gone into it a little bit in my class, but I'm not gonna lie and say that I know everything about Flippity. But I do think it's interesting, and I thought it may be something that you guys hadn't seen before. Um, the objective with using Flippity is it kind of depends on what you're wanting to use it for. You can use it as a review game. You can use it as a random name picker. You can use it the Jeopardy option or Jeopardy type game. There's the flashcard option, timeline. You can track badges that student earns. If you were an English language arts teacher, you could do spelling words and spelling tests. It really does have a lot of unique, different uses. And then at the end of the year, when you do your certificates for each kid, Flippity has an option for that. It also has a Chrome extension that you can use for any Google spreadsheet that you make. So I'm just gonna run through a demo of one of these. One of the ones that I have used is the random name picker. And so what it is that you're gonna make a spreadsheet of all your students' names, and then when you make your spreadsheet, it's gonna take you to this site, and you can use this spinner to spin. And so if you're wanting to call on someone random, you can use this. I don't really like calling on students random, but there's this option. Another option is if you want to get into different teams than you normally have. Well, there you have team one and team two right off the bat. 3 teams, 4 teams, 5 teams, however many you need. It can make a random seating chart. It could have different lineups if you're going to lunch and you want to redo the lineup for the day. So there's one feature that's kind of neat, and it has a bunch of different uses for it. I've used this one to split my groups into new groups that they hadn't been in before. So I wanted them in groups of 3 because that's what my seats are already in. So I had my spreadsheet with all my names, and we went groups of 3, and we had our groups, and it's very visual, and you can see where you're at, and students were ready to go. So let's go back. And the cool thing about Flippity is that you do not have to do anything on your own. You don't have to learn about anything. It has a demo so you can see exactly what it is before you do it. It has instructions. And so for the quiz show, this is essentially Jeopardy. It has steps 1 through 4 about how you want to make uh, your Jeopardy board. So it takes you through. You're going to have a template, and it walks you through everything that you do. And it also has frequently asked questions for you to reference if you do have a question. It's probably already been asked. So if you wanted to look at the quiz show, you can make a copy of this template, um, and you're gonna make a copy, and it's gonna take you to a Google spreadsheet, and it already has the template set up into um, the categories of world capitals, The Simpsons, and a bunch of other things. So what you're going to do is you're just going to simply erase them and then add your question, add your answer. So if you're so for me in math, I would split these up into different mathematical standards, such as subtracting decimals, adding decimals, multiplying decimals, dividing decimals, maybe like a mystery category. And I would go in and put different levels of question all the way down to the end, and then you can have a final question. And so when you do that, when you're done, you can click here where it says get the link, and it'll take you to your link, and there you go. So you have your link to get onto Flippity. I really think this is a neat resource, and I think that I'm going to try to incorporate it into my class more. Like I said, there's a bunch of stuff on here. I haven't really gone through each one of these to see if it has a place, but I could definitely see me using, for example, the flashcards me with the vocabulary in a unit. This is definitely something that I have on my list to look into more after, or look into more over winter break to incorporate after winter break. The ISTE standards for Flippity that I found was the designer, and it is designing authentic learner-driven activities and environments that recognize and accommodate learner variability. Then the first one is use technology to create and adapt personal learning experiences that foster independent learning and accommodate learner difference in needs. And the second one is to design authentic learning activities that align with content area standards and use digital tools and resources to maximize active, deep learning. So this is my last new resource, and it is the only resource that is technically new to me. I have a fair bit of experience in all the other ones, but Flippity is relatively new, so I'm still trying to get the ins and out of it. But it seems really cool, and it's something that kids could do on their own with other students as well. So this applies to teachers, it would be my coworkers, and it also applies to students. If you have any questions about Flippity, send them my way. I'll do my best to answer, and I hope these new technologies you're able to use in your class, and you're able to get something out of these videos. Thank you.